Pennsylvania decided to start their season on Saturday this year, which some people love it, some people hate it. I enjoyed it because that meant I got to go out and I sat with Tom. He's a close family friend of ours, and I sat with him and was going to video if he killed a buck on the first day, which I wouldn't have been able to do because Penn State had us back to class on Monday when the season normally would start. So me and Tom sat all day, daylight to dark, and we seen some doe, and some far away, some came running right past the stand. No bucks though. And we was kind of optimistic about this first day of rifle season because we had some trail camera pictures of some really nice bucks that made it out of archery season alive, and we was hoping one of us would get a shot. Well, one of us being Tom or else Scotty, getting a shot at him this rifle season. So then the next Saturday, the first day of doe season in our area of Pennsylvania came around, and I wanted to use this 1898 Krag Jorgensen rifle that I had bought. I bought it off of a cousin of ours, and I'm pretty sure that it was my great-great-grandpaps because he would have been the one who inherited my great-great-grandpaps rifles, and he was a Spanish-American War vet, so I mean he might have wanted that rifle for that reason. It's a very nice rifle. It's in great shape. It kind of is what got me started into my military surplus collection, and it's a good shooter. I enjoy shooting it a lot, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to try to shoot a doe with it. So I sat up at the stand that I'd been hunting during archery season behind my house, where I missed that one doe on the last day. Well, I guess that settles that. We're out here with my Krag. It's the first morning of the doe rifle season 2019 PA. I dropped her in her tracks. I couldn't believe she was giving me a shot, because I mean I moved freely in front of her, kept trying to adjust the camera a little bit. She was just about to step out into where I couldn't shoot her. Just had one little window to shoot into, and I mean, I just pulled up and shot her with open sights on this gun. I mean, granted, she was only at like 40 yards, but like, I was having trouble seeing the sight on her at first. But oh, I'll tell you, this Krag's a shooter. It wouldn't matter if she was at 60 yards. This thing, it goes out there and hits them. But she's down. She dropped. I don't know if I got it on camera. If not, I'm going to have to go out with another one for this Krag. I tell you, this gun is an antique. It's 100 years older than I am. I was going to call my dad, but honestly, he just got settled in hunting. I ain't going to call him. Pap's probably not even out of bed yet. Let's go check her out. Well, I've made the conscious decision, considering my gun is an antique worth over $1,000, that also my house is like 80 yards away from me. I'm going to carry my gear to my house before I get it covered in deer blood, and then get this thing gut and hung up in the cooler. So at least I get to go wash my hands off in my house. Decent size doe. My dad went out to the farm this morning. Scotty's up on the hill here. Pap decided to stay in because pretty chilly morning, and he's going to go this evening, though, with his pistol. I was hunting the stand right behind my house. First deer I ever killed with this Krag that I bought I bought this Krag last summer.
Hey Taylor, you know you still got your tags on your boots? You hick.
Archery season was over and was getting ready for the rifle season, and Dad wanted to take his pistol out, so first thing is I went up and shot his pistol to make sure it was hitting. Target shooting a little bit, which I'm not usually very good with the pistol, so I was pretty pleased with how I did. And then we got his electronic trigger set up and everything ready for the first day of antlerless season when it would come.
First day of doe season was rolling around, and Tom and Scotty, they was out rifle hunting the first week and didn't do no good. And so I went out with my pistol to try for a doe, me and Matthew.
It was the first day of doe season. It was very cold that morning, so we didn't take Dad that morning. We waited till go out towards the evening after it warmed up some. It was still really cold, so we wrapped a wool blanket on him to go for the ride on the trailer to get him out to the stand. And we get in the stand, and I had asked him if he wanted me to open the window on the right, to my right, and he says, no, just open the other ones, because if something comes that way, you'd be in the way and I wouldn't be able to get a shot at it anyhow. So I said, okay, well, we're sitting there for a while and seeing some deer pretty far off, and then sure enough, I see some deer on top of the hill to the right, and quite a few deer in the group, and I told Dad there was some deer up there.
Got my power chair turned around to where I could shoot out that side window.
He still had the wool blanket on his lap trying to keep him warm, and we had a buddy heater running in the tree stand. Well, he got turned around, and I scooched back as far as I could, so he got his power chair turned to where he could shoot out the side of the stand to the right. And as the deer's coming down, I'm trying to video them some. They're getting real close, and all of a sudden start noticing some smoke and smelling stuff, and look over, and here, when he turned the power chair, the blanket had drug itself over top of the buddy heater and had caught on fire.
All of a sudden I see smoke coming up off of me.
So I says, you're on fire. And I jumped up and I pulled the blanket off of his lap, and I'm stomping on it and turning the buddy heater off. And while this is all going on, I no sooner get the blanket stomped out and he shoots.
I don't know what one you shot at.
Huh?
I don't know which one you shot at.
I'm trying to video, and apparently I was on the wrong deer when he shot, and they all run up over the hill. And I says, well, none of them looked like they was hit. I said, I don't know which one you was shooting at. And he said, what do you mean it don't look like they was hit? He said, it's laying over there flopping around on the ground. So I was videoing the wrong deer. Plus I was playing firefighters.
Sure enough, it was laying up there on the quad trail all stretched out. And, so I guess you can say I really smoked that deer.
It was an eventful episode, to say the least, one we'll never forget. So he filled out his tag and tagged his deer and got it dressed and brought it over with the trailer and got him loaded up. Just got down to the house with him and got a phone call from Scotty. Scotty was hunting up in his stand on the other end of the property, and he had said that he had shot a buck, and it ran clear down over the steep hill into Stewart's, fell over dead, and he wanted me to come up and give him a hand getting it drug back up over the hill and hauled into the house. So I walked up, got on side by side and rode up there and walked down over the hill to where he was, and he got a nice little 8-point and
Hunted all day, didn't go home, didn't come down out of the woods or nothing. Seen
This is the 57th deer I've seen. Whether there was double in here or not, I don't know. Seen pincher 4-point and a spike around lunchtime. And seen a decent 4-point about a half hour before this one. And earlier I was telling Matt there was at least 20 or some deer come up over the hill. I couldn't believe how many there was.
We got it drug up and got it on the side by side and got it in just in time for me to go to the church banquet. I was running late. Everybody else had already left for it. But so there was 2 deer killed that evening. Dad tagged out and Scotty got his buck. So not a bad way to go. And in the morning, Taylor, he went out and he did a real good job and got a self-filmed hunt with his 30-40 Krag. Taylor's a Krag guy, and me and my dad call him Krag. We always have him, always will. So good job, Taylor, with your 30-40 Krag. So now that Scotty and my dad had both gotten done, I had some doe tags, and I thought, well, I'm going to go do a little bit of doe hunting at the church property.